Okay, the aim of this lesson is aimed at guiding you on how to perform basic arithmetic on an Excel sheet, and you're going to learn how to add, how to subtract, and how to multiply and how to divide. So we are going to go step by step. The information we have here has been filled, but you can fill information into an Excel sheet directly by adding, just type it into it. Basically, there's no big deal. And all you need to know is you can fill into a cell, you can merge cells and fill information into it, or you can do whatever thing you want to do with information when filling into a cell. And so let's start first by editing what we have here. I told you we are going to use the home ribbon here, make use of it. So let's start by, say, bolding our headers. So we are going to bold this, and when we bold, we are going to center them. Okay, then we would like this to have an accounting kind of a thing, so we are going to separate with 1,000 separators, and we'll reduce the number of decimal places here. We can increase, we can reduce. You see here, we increase, we reduce. Okay, I think our data is good. We can decide to change the backfill here, and let's put a color that is going to be light, say like this, and then we're going to separate our text. We're going to put the backfill color. I'm going to put this, and our headers are going to have green. Yes, so let's put green, while the total column is going to have green too. That's okay. So we are good to go. Now we need to put a formula here that when we add, when we put here, by the time figures are put here, it's going to sum from this cell right up to this cell. Now there are two things about summing in Excel you get to understand. The first thing is you can add using a formula, or you can add using a function. When we're talking about the formula, with a formula you simply do by adding cells, so clicking using direct cell references. With functions, you're going to be using Excel based functions. Some of these functions are already embedded into the system and you can just use them. So we are going to use formulas at this level. So let's start by using the formula that can help us add sales from January right up to April. So all formulas or arithmetic operations obtaining in Excel are supposed to begin with an equal to sign. So if you don't have an equal to sign, you are not going to have an Excel is not going to recognize that as a formula or a function. So I'm going to take this cell, that is B5. I click on it here. You saw me click on it, and I'll hold on. I take plus. I click February. Is that okay? I take the next cell. I click. I take the next cell and I click. Okay, now so we have the total here. You can try that, and you're going to have the total here. Now with Excel comes and helps us. We have the fill handle here, which instead of doing this formula for everything, we are just going to use the fill handle and we are going to track down. So I have here, when I bring my mouse here, when it turns into this little black cross, I'm going to hold and I'm going to track down, and you see it has copied the formula down. To add using formulas, I can simply insert the formulas into it. But imagine you have a very long array of data and you need to start clicking each cell to add. You see it's going to take time, and so we are going to do the function here so that you learn. Now with the function, we are going to do the sum function, and that is going to be equal to sum. Open my brackets, and I want to sum from here to here, and that I close my bracket. So you see it gives the same result, but this one is less stressful as compared to this. And here I can still use my fill handle, and I will drag down and I have this. So this I'm going to color on my fill. I'm going to give it I think this is going to be good. Okay, so let's bold this column so that it shows that we are adding. Either I come here or I take Control B, both are going to give me the same answer. So we've learned how to sum figures in an Excel workbook. let us go to subtraction and see how it is. Now we're assuming that we have sales and we intend to subtract. So we have sales point here, we have sales, we have purchases, and we have profits. So let's assume that we know our figure for sales. We're going to put some figures here for sales. Say 200,000. I'm going to put here, it's basically just filling my worksheet. And yeah, soon gonna be good to go. So let's assume a single purchase price of 150,000 and different sales values. Now, assuming this is our data and we need to calculate our profits, what do we simply do? Using a formula, we are going to take equal to, normally profit is given as selling price minus cost price. So I'm going to click here and I'll click the minus button and I click here. So that gives me this, and this gives me my profit. I can use and I drag down. I think that's okay. Okay, now so we see we have a few instances where our sales is less than our cost, and so we have loss. We have a loss that is 10,000 and 5,000 here, and so Excel automatically presents them with negative numbers. In the course of other lessons, we are going to see how we can edit these numbers and how we can make it look good. So let's edit our work here, even as we did with the previous. And this is going to be this. I'm going to take light blue, and here we are going to use blue, and we're going to bold, and we can center align, and then here we want our figures to have decimal places. Okay, so our data is okay. So hope you've learned how to subtract data. You see our formula here, and you can always learn. Now let's go to multiplication. We are assuming that we have certain products and we have the quantities and unit prices, and we need to know the total revenue that is going to come in. So let's fill these quantities with 2, 3, 4, and 6. Okay, so we are good to go. And unit price, we are going to say each of them is 500 francs. I hope I'm making use of this so that you can get used to this concept. Now, how do we multiply with the formula? Equal to this cell multiplied by this cell, and the multiplication sign is given by shift plus the key where you have 8 on it, and I enter, and it's going to give me this. I can simply just drag down. Wow, that's nice and clean. So I'm going to have this 1000 separator, reduce the number of decimal places. I'm going to change my back color here, and we're going to use green. Here we are going to use this color, and here we are going to take blue. I can hold the control and select this and select that. So I'm going to have here this. I like to bold my headers. I said Control B is an option, and I can center align them. Okay, you can also make bold this to show some distinctions. That's nice. So let's see, how can we divide? In this case, we are assuming that we have total revenue and we have sales quantity, and we are expected to know the unit price. If you have sales and you have quantity, to know the unit price will be sales total revenue divided by the quantity that was sold. So let's quickly input some figures here for our sales. We are going to use 200,000 all through. I think that's going to be okay. And then we are going to take 10, 20, 15, 30, 40, 80, and 100. Okay, so we need a formula that is going to give us the unit price. If we have a total revenue of 200,000 from the sale of 10 items, how much was the selling price for one item? That's what we need here. We're going to divide by taking this divided by this to give us this. So we're going to go equal to, remember to always have your equal to sign. And here we're going to click here this cell, we take divided by this cell and we enter, and so it means each unit was sold at 20,000 francs, and I can use my 300 attractor. So we see the number of decimal places. We might want to reduce that to say 2. Yes, let's reduce it to 2 decimal places. Okay, and we are going to make our, let's give this one green, blue, and this we are going to give it blue font color. The fill color is going to be blue, sorry, and then here we are going to use gray. Yes, so let's bold our headers, and we can bold this too. Okay, thanks for coming to the end of this wonderful video, and I hope you've learned a lot. I hope you're able to use your formulas. Remember to always use the equal to sign, because if you don't, Excel is not going to recognize what you've done as a formula. Thank you very much, and see you later.